Welcome back, students. Myself, Sir Sunil, your chemistry teacher. Good morning, one and all. How are you all? Fine. Are you enjoying holidays? I hope you all are enjoying. Okay, students. I have already given to you the question answers from Unit 1st and Unit 2nd. Let's start the copy work. Okay, start to complete the copy work. When class starts, your workload will be decrease if you are completing the copy work. Okay, so today's section I am going to start by a new chapter, elements, compounds and mixtures, your unit 3rd. All of you take it to your book and watch this session carefully. Okay, students, here is our 3rd unit, elements, compounds and mixtures. Okay, we have already discussed many things, many points, many important points related to elements, compounds and mixtures in class 7th. And also we know that substances are classified as elements, compounds and mixtures. Substances are classified as elements, compounds and mixtures. Please underline it. Substances can be divided by 3 categories: elements, compounds and mixtures. This classification is of great interest to chemists as it helps describe the kind of matter anything contains. First of all, we are going to discuss about elements. One important point, last year also, last class, in 7th class also we have discussed that an element cannot be split into simpler substances by chemical means. An element cannot be split into simpler substances by chemical means. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, iron, copper, silver and gold are elements as they cannot be split into simpler substances by a chemical means. No, these elements can be split by any chemical means. Okay, students, remember that a chemical means is much more powerful than a physical means like filtration, sublimation or distillation. Chemical means is more powerful than physical means. Thus, a substance which cannot be split by a chemical means will not be broken down by filtration, sublimation or distillation either. Okay, by the chemical means we cannot split these elements. Then how can we split by physical means? Because chemical means is much powerful than physical means. So we can say that a substance that cannot be split into simpler substances by a physical means like filtration, sublimation or distillation is a pure substance. Is a pure substance. A substance that cannot be split into simpler substances. A substance that cannot be split into simpler substances means elements cannot be split into simpler substances by any physical means. Clear? Like filtration, sublimation or distillation. That's why these are pure substance. So we can say that element is a pure substance. And also elements are represented by symbols. An element is represented by a 1-letter or a 2-letter symbol. The 1-letter symbols are used for elements are here For hydrogen, H we are using. B for boron. Okay, these points we have discussed last year also. Okay, students, and carbon, C for carbon, N for nitrogen, O for oxygen, F for fluorine, S for sulfur, P for phosphorus, I for iodine. Okay, many of the elements we have discussed in 7th class, and I told you to learn at least a day 5 each symbols also. Last year I told you, maybe if you have attended my class. Okay, these symbols are the first letters of the English names of the elements. Here I told you C for carbon, F for fluorine, S for sulfur. These all are, by observing these all are, we can understand that these symbols are the first letters of the English names of the elements. And also 2-letter symbols also there. 2-letter symbols were introduced in order to distinguish between those elements whose names start with the same letter of the alphabet. Clear example, hydrogen, helium, both started by H. In this case, hydrogen I told you H. So we have to take one more symbol for helium. Okay. Then carbon and cobalt, this also starts by C. Chromium, copper, start by C. Nitrogen, nickel, start by N. Iodine, indium, start by I. Magnesium, manganese, start by M. There are many elements like this, started by or starting by, starts by same letter. In this case, we have to search another symbol. Such a symbol is made up of the first and one more letter of the English or Latin name of the element. Some examples are given below in the table. Clear? Helium, He for helium, Al for aluminium, Ar for argon, Co for cobalt, Cr for chromium, Cu for copper. The Latin name of copper is cuprum. Okay, students. Now, Ne for neon, Ni for nickel, Mg for magnesium, Mn for manganese, Zn for zinc, Zr for zirconium, Na for sodium. The Latin name of sodium is natrium. Fe for iron, Latin name ferrum. Okay, students. Now Ag for silver, Latin name argentum. Au for gold. Okay, students. The Latin name is aurum. Okay, many symbols we have discussed, and already we have discussed in 7th class also many symbols. Okay, you have to go through it and learn it. Symbols are very important in chemistry. If you don't know the symbols, means you don't know chemistry. Okay, you have to go through it and learn it. Now we are going to discuss next point, compounds. What is the difference between elements and compounds? A compound is a substance that can be split into simpler substances. Elements cannot be split into simpler substances, but a compounds can be split into simpler substances by the chemical means, by chemical method. A compound can be split into simpler substances only by a chemical means and not by a physical means like filtration, sublimation or distillation. Okay, compounds can be split by chemical method. Okay, students. Now, a compound is formed by the combination of two or more elements. For example, the compound water is formed by the combination of hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is formed by the combination of carbon and oxygen. Sulfur dioxide is formed, sulfur and oxygen. And calcium carbonate, that is formed by the combination of calcium, carbon and oxygen. Okay students, these all compounds are formed by different elements. Okay, and sugar, that is formed by carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, whole compounds are formed by the combination of different elements. Now splitting of a compound into simpler substances. As we have just said, a compound can be split into simpler substances by chemical method. Okay, I told you now itself. Compound can be split into simpler substances by chemical means. Some examples are given below. First one method, that is electrolysis of water. Electrolysis is chemical decomposition brought about by passing an electric current through a liquid or a solution. Electrolysis is a chemical decomposition brought about by passing an electric current through a liquid or a solution. Pure water, we know that is a bad conductor of electricity. Pure water is a bad conductor of electricity because it does not allow an electric current to pass through it. But water mixed with a small amount of acid, but we can make it a good conductor of electricity by adding an acid, means hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. By adding few drops of hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid, we can make it a good conductor of electricity, means it will become an acidylated water. Acidylated water is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, when electric current is passed through acidylated water using a setup of the kind given in the diagram. Okay, here is given the diagram. This diagram is very important for you, electrolysis diagram. Last year also I told you. Okay students, just go through it. In this process, water decomposes to give hydrogen at the negative electrode and oxygen at the positive electrode. After doing this process, in case of water, clear, water decomposes to give hydrogen at the negative electrode, means cathode. Negative electrode means cathode. Hydrogen is at the cathode and oxygen is at the anode after the electrolysis of water. Clear? Once again you go through the diagram. Diagram is very important. It is a holiday homework for you. Okay, please draw and practice it. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the point thermal decomposition. Okay, thermal decomposition. Now it's the time to wind up the class. Okay, new chapter we have started, and one more important thing, you have to complete your copy work. Once again I am telling, it will make you free from workload. Okay, workload will be decreased when the school starts. So please complete the copy work, try to complete the copy work. Okay, already I have given the PDF form in the NLP platform and also video also. You can go through it and complete it very soon, as early as possible. Okay, today I am going to wind up this session. Thank you and have a nice day.